Not everyone who shuts down is trying to destroy you. But when you've lived through emotional neglect long enough, silence can start to feel like a weapon. And that confusion can keep you trapped in the wrong battle. There are people who withdraw when emotions get heavy. Not because they want to hurt you, but because they never learned how to stay present when feelings become overwhelming. When conflict appears, their nervous system goes into survival mode. They go quiet. They pull away. They disappear emotionally. To the person on the other side of that silence, it can feel like abandonment. It can feel like you're being shut out, shut down, or punished. But in many cases, what you're witnessing isn't cruelty. It's emotional immaturity. Emotional neglect often grows in these spaces. Not because someone is intentionally trying to damage you, but because they simply don't know how to hold emotional weight. They avoid hard conversations. They withdraw instead of working through conflict. They hope the tension will fade if they just wait long enough. For the partner who needs connection, reassurance, and emotional presence, this absence slowly erodes safety. You start wondering if you're too sensitive. You start working harder to keep the peace. And slowly, your needs begin shrinking. But there's another dynamic that can look similar from the outside. And this one isn't about overwhelm. This one is about control. Narcissistic abuse doesn't simply withdraw from emotional intensity. It creates the intensity. Arguments appear out of nowhere. Confusion replaces clarity. And suddenly you're defending yourself against things you never did. It's not just distance. It's destabilization. In narcissistic dynamics, chaos often becomes the environment. You might notice patterns like being provoked until you react, then being blamed for the reaction, having your memories questioned, your words twisted, your intentions rewritten. One moment they ignite the conflict. The next moment they deny it ever happened. And slowly, over time, the ground beneath your reality starts to shift. Not because you're losing your mind, but because someone keeps moving the ground. When you've been hurt deeply, every form of withdrawal can start to feel like manipulation. Every silence can feel strategic. Every emotional distance can feel like rejection. Pain has a way of sharpening your defenses. But when every emotionally unavailable person gets labeled the same way, clarity disappears. And when clarity disappears, your healing becomes harder. Avoidance often sounds like, "I can't handle this right now. It's uncomfortable. It's immature. And it still requires boundaries." But narcissistic abuse sounds different. It says, without ever saying the words, "I will control how this story ends." One avoids emotions. The other manipulates them. Both experiences can trigger abandonment wounds. Both can leave you anxious, confused, and emotionally exhausted. But the response is not the same. Emotional immaturity requires clear boundaries and honest communication. Calculated manipulation requires distance. Not punishment. Not revenge. Distance. Because peace cannot grow in environments built on confusion. Learning the difference isn't about excusing harmful behavior. It's about protecting your clarity. Because when you finally understand what you're facing, you stop fighting battles that were never yours to fix. And that clarity is often where healing finally begins. Healing begins with clarity. Not every emotionally distant person is trying to manipulate you, but emotional neglect still leaves real wounds. And narcissistic abuse leaves even deeper ones. If this message resonated with you, share one insight. What helped you recognize the difference between emotional neglect and manipulation? Your story might help someone else finally understand what they've been feeling. Be prosperous and share happiness.